From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, Travis Meyer.
I am so glad COVID is taking a break. Finally had a chance to go up to Bartlesville to fill up 66 earlier today and got to speak to a lot of folks in person. And it was wonderful about their severe weather seminar and safety period. Also at Ozone Alert today, the kickoff was with that going on because guess what? It's ozone season. So we're going to talk more about ozone as we go through the upcoming weeks, I'm sure. In the meantime, we're looking at storm systems. Kind of cool. There's this storm system off of the East Coast, just rotating, you see, and just going backward. And then you have this other system out to the west that's diving in. This is going to make more of a southwesterly flow. Get us unsettled for next week. Not so good. And then we have a blossom of thunderstorms to the north, and then we have high plains thunderstorms that are exploding right now. These are associated with the dry line, and some of those are expected to hopefully give some much-needed rain as well as a few severe storms. There aren't that many. Most of the severe weather and tornado warnings have been confined to areas up to the north and northeast of Sioux City, Iowa, and west of Minneapolis. Around here, we're sun-drenched, and we are hot. Temperature hanging at 87. That doesn't sound bad. At least we have wind gusts up to 24. But the heat index values are in the 90s because the dew point is in the upper 60s. Now, it has been dropping, so that has helped out because yesterday it was 73, 74, and then that's just stifling. But it's still going to be stuffy. And the good news is there's a breeze. Bad news is there's tree pollen. There's grass pollen. And mold is down a little bit. The nose knows. At least Travis's big nose knows that. As far as what's going on now, temperatures showing up in the 80s. We still have a couple of 90-degree readings. It was not 105 today out in southwestern Oklahoma. You did have thunderstorms out there last night. There was a few areas had some really good rain. First rain in like 200 days. It's like ridiculous. Anyway, we're talking upper 60s to around 70 tomorrow morning. A south breeze will continue overnight, so it's not going to be quite as warm as it was this morning or yesterday morning, but still going to be awfully hot tomorrow. High temperatures will be back into the low 90s. We hit 90 to the low 90s around the metro area today. Similar story, hot again back out in the southwest as we're nearing 100. And not much happening tomorrow afternoon, but tomorrow evening, high plains thunderstorms off the dry line will start to fire up. And then some of the leftovers of that will try to make it on over here after midnight into the early morning hours. Not really expecting much, but if you have something you don't want to get wet early Friday morning, late Thursday night, probably have to be watching that. We're looking at temperatures a little cooler, drier out in the west, and we're still pretty much muggy right around here. Now, during the day, notice there's blue arrows, so there is a boundary right across our region. Not as hot again northwest. We're still in the upper 80s to near 90 and steamy on Friday. That'll set the stage for this boundary to fire up some thunderstorms for Friday night. Some of those will be severe, large hail, damaging wind potential, so we do have a threat of severe weather. Then that'll move off to the east on Saturday morning. We'll be in the 60s. The afternoon, not too bad. 80s to near 90 degrees, so that's looking pretty good. So we'll be happy about that. But we do have the severe weather risk primarily on Friday in the area, so hail and wind will be the main threats that we'll have to deal with. Humidity in the meantime is pretty much nasty, and we'll get a little break maybe toward late Sunday. And if we get a thunderstorm on Friday, that could give us a break for a little bit, but at least Monday looks reasonable. The temperature's still way above normal as we head on into next week. And by the way, the PGA. Speaking of which, the PGA right now, looking at the latest, continues to show some pretty hot weather for this time of year, upper 80s to low 90s. It does get a little bit cooler, but the problem is as we start to do that, we're going to get closer to a storm system, and all the latest wind data continues to show gusty winds, which for golfers isn't the best news. Well, it makes it more challenging, we'll put it that way. And then also we might have to dodge some thunder and lightning, or lightning and thunder, however you look at it. So there's going to be a slight chance as we go through next week, especially as we get closer to the weekend, which is not necessarily what we wanted. So we're looking at 82 degrees tonight, coming back to the present, and it's going to be a muggy evening, but a south breeze kind of hanging in there through morning. We'll be around 75 in Tulsa. Outlying areas, you should be down to near 70. And then as we look into the noontime, we'll be in the mid-80s, so that's looking very hot and humid, and we're looking for temperatures that'll be pretty much really warm, and they have that chance of a thunderstorm Thursday night and Friday, slight chance Sunday. And then next week, there's the PGA, and there is a chance of a few scattered storms. You see temperatures in the 90s. That's pretty hot. That's your 9-day planner. We'll be back with sports in just a moment.